Over the past 50 years, numerous projections about Nigeria's future have been made by scholars, political pundits, and economists. As time has passed, some of these predictions have come true. Some forecasts are as bad as predicting the country's possible extinction, while others exude optimism, envisioning Nigeria's rise to glory. However, one big question that has lingered in the minds of some of the brightest thinkers of the 21st century is this: will Nigeria become the next superpower? Becoming a global power involves a combination of various attributes that allow a country to exert significant influence on the international stage. And as history recounts, countries have been known to come from nowhere and impose themselves on the world simply by possessing some of these factors. Nigeria, often referred to as the giant of Africa, has significant potential to become a global power due to its abundant natural resources, large population, and strategic position in Africa. But will it?
We want to see a Nigeria that is economically dominant, because if Nigeria is strong, then the rest of Africa is strong.
Some people refer to Nigeria as the giant of Africa. Some people actually even say Nigeria is a sleeping giant.
A land of plenty, a land with resources of good soil, water, minerals.
It's the most populous black country in the world, and it's the largest GDP in Africa. The numbers just work very well for this country.
180 million strong.
The country is ripe to take its rightful place as a leading nation globally.
We are going to take control of Africa, there's no doubt about that. And then we are going to confront the world.
Hello again, and welcome to NaTV. If you're a returning viewer, it's nice to see you again. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when we post a future video, and leave a comment below. It's always a delight hearing from you. In this video, we take a look at qualities that a country typically needs to possess in order to be considered a global power, and how these attributes relate to Nigeria. We've got a lot of grounds to cover, and not enough time, so let's jump right in. Human capital. A well-educated, skilled, and healthy population is key to global strength. Investing in education, healthcare, and opportunities for citizens is essential for sustained growth and innovation. It is common knowledge at this point that Nigerian immigrants are the most educated compared to their counterparts.
The success of Black immigrants from Africa, academically, in their careers, professionally. I think Nigerian Americans are the most successful immigrant group, and I'm sitting here looking at this going,
Nigerians abroad are recognized for their strong educational background and academic achievement. In the United States, for example, around 60% of Nigerian immigrants aged 25 and older have at least a bachelor's degree, according to data from the Migration Policy Institute and U.S. Census data. This rate is notably higher than both the U.S. native population and most other immigrant groups. In other countries, such as the United Kingdom and Canada, Nigerian immigrants also tend to have higher than average educational attainment. Around 30% of Nigerian immigrants have obtained postgraduate degrees, including masters, professional degrees like law or medicine, and PhDs. This percentage is significantly higher than the general US population, where about 13% hold postgraduate degrees. And a subset of this group pursues more than one advanced degree, including multiple master's degrees, with some even going further as to majoring in two professions like MBA and law. There is even a video of an all graduating students in a law school in Canada being Nigerians. Nigerians make up a significant portion of Black doctors in the United States. It is estimated that over 60% of Black doctors in America are Nigerians, despite Nigerians representing a relatively small fraction of the overall U.S. population.
First of all, you should know Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa with 190.8 million people as of 2018. According to the United States Census Bureau, 4% of Nigerians hold a PhD. That, folks, is compared to 1% of the general U.S. population. They're way ahead. More than 70% of black doctors in the United States are now of Nigerian descent.
Also, this isn't an information that makes the rounds, but did you know that Nigerians in the diaspora remit a significant amount of money back to Nigeria annually to friends, family, and colleagues? In recent years, the figure has ranged between $20 and $25 billion per year. In 2022, remittances to Nigeria were about $20 billion, according to the World Bank, while in 2019, remittances hit a peak of $25 billion, which represented about 6% of Nigeria's GDP, a figure larger than many countries' GDP. For comparison, China, which is over 6 times the population of Nigeria, remitted about $50 billion in the same period, just double that of Nigeria. This might seem like all glory, but there is still room to improve as Nigeria still suffers from educational infrastructural issues and financial allowances in the form of GDP per capita. Nigeria also has a young and large population, but faces challenges in healthcare and job creation. If the country invests heavily in education and healthcare to improve the standard of living, create jobs and opportunities for the youth to harness their potential, and reduce the poverty rate, then the sky is the limit. Technological advancement. Another area a country needs to be ahead in is technology. When ancient Egypt led the civilized world, they had the best construction and irrigation techniques in the world. They also had advanced mathematics and engineering. This transferred to ancient Greece when they took over the mantle of world leader, and then to ancient Rome, which led to the rise of the Roman Empire. In Africa, Nigeria is arguably the leader in the field of information technology, leading in innovation, research, and development across various sectors such as biotechnology, space exploration, and information technology. Nigeria also has one of the most robust banking systems in the world, impervious to hacking. Nigeria is also making strides, especially in the fintech sector, with many of the fintech startups in Nigeria worth over $1 billion. For example, Flutterwave, OPay, Paystack, and Interswitch. As of 2022, there were 7 unicorn startups in Africa, of which 70% were Nigerian.
The last I checked, 5 out of the 7 unicorns in Africa are from Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria, right?
Nigerian tech entrepreneurs are also investing in the tech sector and the youth population, therefore putting their money where their mouth is. Such investments include Andela, a startup that puts Nigerian skilled tech in front of international clients, and the tech city Itana, being constructed on the Free Trade Zone in Lagos, backed by the tech heads of Iyinoluwa Aboyeji and Peter Thiel, and supported by the Lagos State, an area aspiring to hold thousands of tech companies and startups, much like Silicon Valley. Services are also growing fast as well, even though it only accounts for 10% of the GDP. Nigeria also has a huge banking and telecommunications industry, with Nigeria owning almost 30% of Africa's banking and almost 15% of Africa's telco. However, with all these achievements, unfortunately, the overall technological infrastructure and investment in R&D is lacking. To further improve and get ahead, Nigeria needs to invest in education, particularly in STEM fields, and create policies that encourage innovation and entrepreneurship, including improving internet and technological infrastructure across the country. Cultural influence. Even with all we've mentioned so far, one of the most crucial is a cultural footprint. Think of how the legacy of ancient Egypt permeates the modern times, or how Greek mythology still appears in our current media, or how our political system mirrors ancient Rome. Every global superpower has always exacted a level of cultural footprint, like America does with Hollywood, or how China does with, well, everything. Nigeria, like many global players, has a significant cultural impact globally through media, entertainment, education, and lifestyle. This includes the spread of language, norms, values, and cultural products. Nigeria has a rich cultural heritage and a growing global influence through their movies, being the second largest movie production industry globally in terms of output. Music, especially through Afrobeats, with artists such as Fela, Burna Boy, Rema, Wizkid, Tems, Ira Star, among others. And literature, with Wole Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, Chimamanda Adichie, among numerous others. Many global dance competitions on social media are taken from viral Nigerian dance steps, commonly referred to as legwork in Nigeria. These days, there is no party like a Nigerian party, and there is no party without Nigerian music. Nigeria has stretched its entertainment footprint by collaborating with the Ghanaian movie industry, helping sustain the latter for a period of time, and even making certain Ghanaian actors famous globally, to an extent even more famous than some veteran Nigerian actors. Nigeria has also collaborated with other African countries like South Africa in film and music, spreading Afrobeats globally and also featuring many African artists in hit songs, including importing other African sounds into Nigeria like Amapiano and Makossa. Literary icons from Nigeria have also gone on to dominate the world stage, winning Nobel Prizes and other international awards, and using their pens to promote positive activism against crucial political issues that affect Africa. Wole Soyinka and Chinua Achebe famously spoke against apartheid South Africa, and Chimamanda is known for lending her pen and voice to the feminist movement. Nigerian fashion is also gracing world stages and fashion fairs, with international brands embracing Nigerian patterns and designs. Local designers have also forced their brands on global customers, and famous celebrities have been known to rock Nigerian attire, whether at events or just to stroll down the street. And let's not forget the cuisine. As Nigerians spread globally, their food has also spread with them. If you know a real Nigerian, a real son of the soil, then you know Nigerians mostly love eating only Nigerian food. So regardless of where they find themselves on the planet, they will find a way to take the food with them. Now foreigners are beginning to enjoy these mouth-watering dishes as well. To further consolidate its strength, Nigeria can continue to promote Nigerian culture internationally through media, arts, and education, support cultural industries, and leverage cultural diplomacy to enhance Nigeria's global image.
If you've made it this far, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Back to the video.
Economic strength. The leading global powers usually have a robust and diversified economy with a high GDP, significant international trade, and strong financial markets. Economic power allows for investment in military, technology, and global projects. Presently, Nigeria has Africa's largest economy, largely driven by oil exports. However, it faces issues such as economic diversification, infrastructure deficits, and unemployment. Nigeria's economy is the largest in Africa, with a GDP of over $500 billion. 30% of the population work in agriculture. Most of this is along the Middle Belt. Nigeria is also a world-leading exporter of beans, cassava, yam, maize, rice, and palm oil, with rubber being one of the largest non-oil foreign exchange earners in the country. If the country maintains this trajectory, then it can fully free itself from solely relying on oil and become a truly diversified economy that can lead the continent. Nigeria is actively diversifying the economy beyond oil by investing in agriculture, manufacturing, technology, and services. There is also a rapid investment in infrastructure, with steps to create a conducive environment for business to boost productivity. Military capability. A powerful, technologically advanced, and well-funded military is the backbone of any powerhouse country. The total strength of the Nigerian armed forces, including the Army, Navy, and Air Force, is estimated to be 250,000 personnel, second only to the Egyptian armed forces. But numbers don't signify strength, so let's see how strong the Nigerian army is. In the past, the Nigerian army, as the West African Frontier Force, allied with the British during the Second World War to combat the German Axis allies in the campaigns against the Italians, Germans and Japanese armies in East Africa, Burma, and North Africa to provide manpower, logistics, and support, claiming a few victories during the war and securing British colonies and maintaining order. Nigeria has also sent military might to other African countries for peacekeeping and has helped leaders regain their position after a military coup, such as in Sierra Leone, when a former president was ousted in a coup, including an attempted coup on another former sitting president. Nigeria also helped restore a president to power in Benin after a coup attempt. Similar assistance have been provided to Liberia and other nations. But even with these victories, for any country to truly have a great military, they'd need to not only have a large standing army, but also advanced weaponry, nuclear capabilities, and the ability to project power globally through bases and alliances. Nigeria has a relatively strong military within Africa, but faces challenges such as underfunding, intelligence deficit, which has proven to be a weakness against Boko Haram insurgency and other security threats. The Nigerian government is taking steps to modernize the military with advanced technology, improving training, allying with foreign powers to tackle local threats, and strengthening intelligence capabilities to address both internal and external security issues to ensure stability. But much work still needs to be done. Political stability and governance. A stable and effective government with sound policies that ensure internal stability is also key to any growing superpower. Political stability is crucial for long-term planning and international credibility. Unfortunately, the political climate in Nigeria leaves much to be desired. Nigeria has experienced political instability, corruption, and governance challenges. And recently, there are claims of illegitimacy associated with the present government, resulting in widespread protests and rallies against the current administration. The country has gone through long stretches of military rule that has led to one coup after another, and has left an unstable economy that the current democratic government is struggling to fix. Currently, Nigeria is taking steps to strengthen democratic institutions, promote transparency and accountability, and combat corruption by establishing task forces that fight economic and financial corruptions. The Nigerian government is also trying to establish and ensure an inclusive government that addresses the needs of all regions and communities by setting up committees that listen to the youth and take their grievance into account. Though this process is still slow and not always favorable. Diplomatic influence. Nigeria has positioned itself as a political leader with strong diplomatic networks, active participation in international organizations in the United Nations and the World Trade Organization, with the ability to form strategic alliances and partnerships. Nigeria also has significant influence in West Africa in ECOWAS, with about 2/3 of the ECOWAS funding coming from Nigeria, thus influencing trade and collaboration across West Africa. And, over the past few decades, Nigeria has helped keep the peace in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Congo, South Africa, and other West African states. Nigeria is also a key player in the African Union, with a stretch of global diplomatic influence. In 2005, Nigeria was part of a debt relief effort for the African continent, where it supported the heavily indebted Poor Countries Initiative. Nigeria, under President Olusegun Obasanjo, announced the cancellation of approximately $3.5 billion in debts owed by African countries. This was part of Nigeria's commitment to supporting economic development and stability on the continent. In 2008, Nigeria cancelled $1 billion in debt owed by Liberia as part of efforts to help stabilize the country post-Civil War. This was significant in facilitating Liberia's recovery and attracting foreign investment. While in 2021, Nigeria forgave debts owed to it by countries facing severe economic challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This move aimed to support these nations in their recovery efforts. Additionally, Nigeria has also played a vital role in regional development initiatives through the ECOWAS and the African Development Bank, which often involve financial assistance to member states. Nigeria needs to further strengthen diplomatic ties globally, actively participate in international organizations, and pursue strategic alliances that enhance its global standing. If you've made it this far, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Energy independence and resources. Access to and control over essential resources, including oil, gas, renewables, minerals, and agricultural products, is also a step in the right direction for any developing nation, because energy independence reduces vulnerability to external pressures and disruptions. Currently, Nigeria is rich in oil and gas, but faces energy infrastructure issues and lacks diversification into renewable energy. The petroleum boom in the 60s has kept the country solely reliant on crude oil, which, unfortunately, it exports to be refined in Europe before buying back the refined product at an exorbitant rate. This has led to fuel subsidy, which was eventually removed recently, leading to inflation, which has plagued the nation. Thankfully, a recently completed refinery is now functional, refining fuel for the country, with the possibility of the country no longer needing to export its crude. Also, the country has made massive strides by focusing on diversifying the economy into not just fuel, but other gas products, renewable energy, agriculture, and harnessing the potential of its human resources. With all the new initiatives put in the right places, if Nigeria can improve energy infrastructure and reduce reliance on oil by investing more in renewable energy sources and ensure efficient and transparent management of natural resources, it can see a boom in the economy and an expansion of the middle class, much like China saw happen 20 years ago. Manufacturing and industrialization. Last but not the least, manufacturing. Manufacturing is booming in Nigeria. It is a rapidly growing industry in the nation. Textiles, vehicles, clothing, and electronics are coming to Nigeria more and more recently, which will cause some sort of an economic boom in the future. Even way before the government promoted the slogan, "Buy Nigerian," an initiative intended to subconsciously convince Nigerians to patronize indigenous products, locals had already taken it upon themselves to manufacture local products for local consumers, which they refer to as "Made in Niger." For textiles, there are entire sections of skilled workers in the tens of thousands in areas such as Aba, Onitsha, and Lagos, who handcraft shoes, bags, clothes, luggage, and other essential products that flood the market regularly at affordable rates but with competitive quality that most Nigerians are now forced to patronize their own. There are also Nigerian manufacturers who make cars in Nigeria for Nigeria with the Nigerian spirit behind it, such as Innoson. The aforementioned refinery was also built by Dangote, Africa's richest man, while other refineries are in the up and up, like the BUA-led refinery. Nigeria is also in talks to refurbish 4 of its government-owned refineries, while other industries like the Otedla industry in Kogi is also concrete. See what we did there? The Nigerian government is also taking it upon themselves to develop more infrastructure, like roads, rail, dams, solar projects, power plants, liquid and natural gas projects, airports, deep sea ports, free zone areas, smart cities, film cities, urban markets, and other massive construction projects with the intention of boosting the economy locally and globally. All of these aim to help boost the economy and improve the lives of the citizens, creating jobs and other indirect opportunities. So, to conclude, there are many areas that see the nation of Nigeria falter, but many countries got it wrong before they eventually got it right. And Rome was not built in a day, nor was it built in 1,000 years. Nigeria as a nation only gained independence over 60 years ago and has seen political strife in this time that has shaped and reshaped her identity. But when the political elites eventually figure out a method to the madness and corruption can be curbed, maybe Nigeria can become the African superpower she was always meant to be. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be updated when we post another video, and leave a comment below. Thank you and have a great day.